Have you caught yourself saying, I just don't move like I used to? Maybe getting up from a chair feels harder. Maybe stairs take more effort. Maybe you feel weaker, slower, stiffer, or maybe your body simply feels older than it used to. And what's frustrating is that for many people, there wasn't one major injury, no dramatic event. Things just slowly changed over time. You stopped moving as much. Energy dropped, strength declined, activities became harder, and little by little, life became more physically demanding. For many people, the hardest part is not even pain. It's feeling like you're losing the version of yourself that used to feel capable. I hear this all the time from people. I get tired so much faster. I avoid stairs now. I feel unstable. I can't keep up anymore. I don't trust my body. I used to be active. I feel like I've aged 20 years. And that feeling can be incredibly discouraging because when the body becomes weaker and less conditioned, everything starts requiring more effort. Simple things, carrying groceries, walking through a parking lot, getting off the floor, traveling, yard work, standing for long periods of time, playing with grandchildren begin feeling surprisingly difficult. And many people quietly adapt by doing less. But unfortunately, doing less often accelerates the problem. My name is Nick Parmigiano, and I'm a physical therapist with over 20 years experience helping people improve strength, movement, mobility, balance, and confidence. At Treasure Coast Physical Therapy and Fitness, we work with many people who feel frustrated because they become weaker, less mobile, more deconditioned, or simply feel like their body is no longer cooperating the way it used to. And here's something important. Deconditioning is not just about muscles becoming weaker. It affects the entire movement system. When the body becomes less active over time, a lot begins happening beneath the surface. Muscles lose strength and endurance, reaction time slows, balance declines, mobility decreases, walking efficiency changes, posture changes, coordination changes, even confidence with movement changes. And here's what many people don't realize. The body adapts very quickly to inactivity. If you stop demanding certain movements from the body slowly stops maintaining the ability to perform them efficiently. It's almost like the body enters energy saving mode. But the problem is that loss of capacity can eventually start affecting independence. And this is where many people begin feeling trapped because weakness and deconditioning often create a domino effect. You feel weaker, so you move less. You move less, so endurance decreases. Endurance decreases, so activities become harder. Activities become harder and confidence drops. And eventually people begin structuring their life around their limitations, not because they want to, but because they no longer trust their body. And deep down, many people are asking themselves questions they don't always say out loud, such as, what happens if this keeps getting worse? Will I eventually lose my independence? Am I becoming frail? Will I need help with basic activities later? Why do I feel older so quickly? Can I still turn this around? Those fears are real because mobility is freedom. When mobility declines, life can become smaller very quickly. This is why our approach focuses on rebuilding the movement system as a whole, not random exercises, not generic workouts, not simply telling someone to stay active. We evaluate strength, mobility, balance, posture, endurance, gait mechanics, stability, coordination, movement efficiency, and asymmetries throughout the body because many people are compensating without even realizing it. Sometimes the issue is not simply weakness. Sometimes it's reduced hip mobility, poor weight shifting, decreased trunk stability, loss of power production, fear of movement, reduced confidence, poor movement sequencing, or balance deficits causing inefficient movement patterns. And unless you identify those issues, people often continue to struggle despite trying to exercise. The good news, the body is remarkably adaptable. Even later in life, strength can be enhanced, endurance can improve, balance can improve, walking efficiency can improve, confidence can improve, and many people are capable of far more than they think once they begin following a structured progression. I've worked with people who returned to traveling, improved stair negotiation, walked further, regained confidence, improved their balance, returned to golf or exercise, improved their energy, and began feeling more capable again. Not because they found a magical exercise, but because they consistently rebuilt their movement foundation step by step. And that's exactly why we've created our assessment process. Because before creating the right plan, you first need clarity. You need to understand where your body is struggling, what weaknesses exist, what movements are inefficient, what systems need attention, and how to safely rebuild capacity. It's not guesswork, it's not random YouTube exercises, it's a structured strategy. So if you've been feeling weaker, more stiff, less mobile, more unstable, more fatigued, more deconditioned, or simply frustrated because your body doesn't move like it used to, I'd encourage you to schedule a free discovery visit. This is a relaxed conversation where we discuss your current limitations, your goals, your concerns, what activities you want to get back to, and whether our approach may be a good fit for you. No pressure, no obligation, just clarity. And if appropriate, we can discuss the next step for a more detailed movement and performance assessment. Because the earlier you begin rebuilding strength, mobility, and confidence, the greater your ability to stay active and independent long term. Your future mobility matters. Your independence matters. Your quality of life matters. Click the button below to schedule your free discovery visit, and let's start helping your body move more like itself again. At Treasure Coast Physical Therapy and Fitness, we focus on helping people rebuild strength, movement, confidence, and long-term durability so life keeps expanding instead of shrinking.